Hello, hi there Capricorns, welcome to my channel. My name is Bella and most people know me as Bella's Secret Psychic, and this is your love horoscope for September 2017. And how I do all of my readings is with the help of my spirit guides. That's how I do all of my services, and if you'd like to know more, just look at the links below. So if you like what I have to say, do comment, do like, do share. Thank you all very much for all your support so far. I really do appreciate it. Hi, right, Capricorns, are you ready, guys? Right. I'm saying it like that because I feel like you guys have been on a roller coaster of like 1 minute it's high, then it's low, then it's high, then it's low, and you got a bit more of it. And I've got a bit of a face on me because September is really positive energy, and I also believe in the law of attraction and the power of intention. And so I kind of asking every Capricorn to try to think of what I'm saying in the positive, or to think about things going in the positive, because this is how my guides start this. They say there is some troubled waters ahead, just a little, not like before, I have to say, but enough to get you worried. But particularly if you're an established connection, okay, particularly if you're an established connection, they want you to remember, and they're using a phrase from William Shakespeare. They're saying, when I saw you, I fell in love, and you smiled because you knew that I loved you. Now they want you to remember this, because no matter what mud is being thrown during this month at you a little bit, that you might have to dodge out the way from a person that you have an established connection with, my guys want you to know that this person does love you and that you love them and that you do know this. It's just that you're going through a bit of a sticky time again. Whereas last month you wasn't, mostly. This month you are again. But it's definitely not as bad as I think like 2 months ago. It's not that bad. I can't remember if it was 2 months or 3 months ago, but it's not that bad. But it's still, it might bring up memories, because basically the way it starts is some of you considering walking away from somebody. In fact, some of you may have been feeling like this at the end of August anyway, because some old habits or the lack of nothingness or no movement seems to be happening, and also that they've got some bad behavior, bad attitude sometimes that comes out when they get stressed. Some addictive qualities. So some people, you're dealing with people with sort of alcohol abuse, drug addiction. Could be, it's just like it's their stuff, but you have to deal with it, or it's how they handle stress and how it is impacted on you, basically. And because you've been on this ride with them where they don't seem to be able to manage themselves, and then how it's been displayed in your relationship, you're like, I'm exhausted. I don't feel like I can do any more of this. I don't feel the love that my guys just talked about, which is you knew that they loved you. You have severe doubts, basically, because of them and their stuff and their personality. If you're single, I think it's more like the memory of what happened in the past and the encounters that you're meeting that is making you think and believe that you're not going to get with somebody, because you keep meeting the same things. Like you get into something that's already high, only for that person then to let you down, and you think, I need to leave, or I need to just be on my own. But this is mainly for established connections, I have to say, this reading, and sometimes that happens. It can be a bit specific. My guys are kind of saying here, because obviously it's up to you, because I get you feel like you want to do that because you're just like, nothing's going to change, but yet there's a little voice that's saying, no, just give them time, just 1 more week, just 1 more day, this month, let me just see what happens. And so for some of you, even though you'll have that thought of moving away, there is this element of you just like giving it some time. And my guys are saying, yes, trust yourself, trust your intuition about giving it some time, because of what my guys said. This person does love you, and you know they love them. It's just that the cycle needs to wear out as we go now into this new, better energy. It's like the last of it, basically. It's not even like it's not like they're doing anything like they did before. It's more like little things, but because what happened before was so traumatic a little bit, those little things are making you worried that it's just going to continue. Sometimes little things, when they're all bunched together, feels like a big thing, doesn't it? And this is what it feels like. Little things that in isolation would be like, oh, we wouldn't worry about that. We'll just get over it. But because it's a bunch of little things, and it also reminds you of some bad stuff that happened with you and that other person before, or were in a past relationship, you're like, I don't want to go through it again. I don't think I can do this. Like, I don't think I can do this. I just get you repeating it over and over again. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. I get you all wanting to run away. And some of you feeling that the other person is running away, like your paranoia is getting the better of you, basically. But you're waiting to see what happens. Like you want to, but you can't. Because the love is keeping you there. In the third week, it does improve, because I feel here, particularly for people where the other person, the stresses that were impacting your relationship were around money improves for them a lot, which then means their mood and their attitude and everything changes. And the little things that were bugging you and worrying you seem to disappear. I also feel here that those who were dealing with sort of alcohol, drug abuse, which is much more complicated than just a few weeks to kind of change, there is something to do with additional help that's been at least recognised at the very minimum, and getting it, or at least planning that way, or at least thinking about it, or communicating with you that they understand they've got a problem. The start of it is just there too, which then helps you to have a bit more motivation that you can see that they are at least thinking and then doing and then hopefully planning to go in the right direction. That will also solve that problem, but it's definitely one that's not going to be an overnight thing. Whereas the one where it's coming out like stress impacting them, it is more of an overnight thing. I just like, my guides are just saying here, like, so, like, because that's really good in the third week, but I don't still get, I still get you all just observing still, even as we get to the end of the month. And you know how, for most of you who know how I do my readings, I always like to look at solutions for this, because a lot of this is about your thought forms, if I'm being honest with you. Some of it is based in reality because this person has done something to you in the past, or reminds you of somebody who treated you a certain way in the past. And these little things are definitely there. But I do get a sense that the worry and the worrying and the worrying and the worrying about it, but you're not doing, means you might get yourself stuck in not seeing things progressing for the positive, particularly when the person's energy shift, particularly around this kind of money improvement, or their plan to want to take control of the way it gets displayed, so like with drug and alcohol or rage or something like that you are basically still not content, even though they are showing changes. You basically don't trust that it's going to last, basically, because in your eyes it feels like it's just been too many months or weeks that you haven't had that kind of sort of improvement, if that kind of makes sense, basically. So what my suggestion to you would be to change your thoughts and your intentions, to, particularly in the third week, like, or to walk away. So either walk away to give yourself peace of mind, or you need to change the way your viewpoint. And I've said this actually to a couple of signs where they needed to actually take action themselves. And some of that action could be as simple as changing the way that you're viewing things, so that you're not telling yourself that it's going to be a negative outcome, that person can't change. That you are doing things, or changing your thought form so that you're thinking about things better, so that when you do start to see the improvement, you can sort of feel enriched and work with that person instead of working against the relationship. Because if you're in a relationship, you need to work together. Sometimes people have to do things on their own, and sometimes you have to do it together, at the very least, because that will also help you in knowing what you should or shouldn't do if you change your thought form. So that's my recommendation, to make you feel a lot more positive as you go through it. But I can't lie, guys, it's a month where you're liable to slip into the worry and the fear of things repeat themselves, because the little things that are still there that you're worried are going to snowball out of control again. My guide's not showing that they do actually snowball out of control. It's more like you're worried because you're tired of the ups and the downs of the roller coaster with this person, that you kind of got one leg out the door, not knowing whether you should take both your legs out or whether you should stay in. But my guides want to remind you that partly the reason why most of you do stay in, and why I'm suggesting that you change your thought forms, is because when they saw you, they fell in love with you, and you smiled because you knew. And they want you to remember that feeling when you first got with that person, because it's still there. And pretty much my guide's saying it's going to come back. You're just going through a tough time, which some relationships do go through that. And sometimes the best lessons that we can have is about learning how we overcome them together, because it actually strengthens us. And I don't think I want you to miss out on that opportunity just because it feels a bit sour. So I kind of hope that makes sense, guys. But obviously you have free will, so do what you need to do for you. So I really hope that's helped you today. And if you liked what I've had to say, do like, do share, do comment. If you'd like to know more about me and my services, so just look at the links below. And I've been Bella, and you all have an amazing September. Take care.